Hey, everybody. Welcome to Jets Talk Now. I'm Paul Fiore. Please click like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me on Dante Moore Decision Day 2026. So, all the speculation's over. All of the rumors and thoughts of what Dante Moore is going to do can just be put to bed. At 1:30 Eastern, he went on ESPN and announced his return to Oregon. And Jet fans all throughout the social media world and in real life are either celebrating or devastated. Depends on where you sit in the Dante Moore argument. And I think ultimately it also sits with where you feel your comfort level is with the current Jets regime. Because if you were someone who loved Dante Moore, you're upset today because you believe that the Jets would have drafted him and he would have been the QB of the future. If you don't believe in Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, you might be happy right now because it forces a decision that is now going to be driven by most likely best player available at 2 versus potentially reaching for the quarterback if you did not believe in Dante Moore in general. I've been very outspoken about how I feel about Dante Moore. I think he's a very talented player. I don't think that he is a number 2 overall draft pick. I think that in any other draft, he would be outside the top 10 personally. But when it's a 2 quarterback draft and the teams in the front are very needy for quarterbacks, you have a tendency to get overdrafted. And I think very clearly Moore would have been one of those guys. And the reason why I say that is because, again, he could develop into somebody like, look, he could become the next Patrick Mahomes. I don't think so, but he could. Patrick Mahomes was drafted 10th, right? How many top 5 draft picks sit an entire season in the NFL once they're drafted and have no impact in the year after they're drafted, right? That's what I think would have happened. Well, no, that's what I think needs to happen for Dante Moore if he would have come out this year. And I don't think the Jets were going to give it to him. So he would have been rushed into playing because he'd have been the number 2 pick overall. And we don't know what would have happened, but history is not kind to quarterbacks with less than 30 college starts being pushed into the NFL and having long-term success. So I don't trust the Jets to make that decision and to let him sit and learn. So for me, I'm upset because I wanted Moore to declare, hoping we would trade down and add more picks. But I'm not devastated because I don't trust that Muji and Glenn weren't going to draft him. And so since I think they were going to draft him, I think the Jets may have saved themselves from themselves. Dante Moore may have saved them from themselves. Now, the reality is the media is going to have a blast just running with this story that the Jets were the reasons why he's not coming out. And it's just the reality of being a Jet fan today. We're a punching bag no matter what. And so they're going to use this as a way to fuel that fire. We have no idea why Dante Moore did not declare. Could the Jets have been part of that equation? Sure. And I'll tell you right now, if they were, thank God he didn't declare out of just the need of wanting to take the big guaranteed money. Because you want someone who is willing to come here and accept the challenge that is the Jets. We are a special organization, and we need a special quarterback who's going to have the mindset that he's going to change the future for this franchise and not avoid it. And let me tell you something. If you're a great player and you're drafted at the top of the draft, odds are you're going to go to a shitty team. Now, the Jets are a special kind of shitty. But you know what? you own that if you're a great player. So leading up to this decision, I was getting a little bit worried about Dante Moore, not because I don't think he's great or could be great, but whether he was the right fit for the Jets and what his mindset was. We don't know what his mindset was, but like my thinking is every day that went by that he wasn't declaring was a day that he was questioning whether he should. And he came out and said he talked to all these people and all of his advisors. He wants to make sure he's ready. And you know what? This is probably the right decision for this kid long term. He's only 20 years old. He needs more seasoning. He'll come out next year. He'll still be a first round pick, God willing. He doesn't get hurt. He's still going to wind up with a shitty team, most likely. And he'll have the opportunity to grow and hopefully live up to his physical skill set. But I want a guy that like has the mindset of I want to change an organization. I'm declaring because I know I can be that person that changes things. And so, and maybe Dante Moore is that person and just believes that he needs more time. But let's not kid ourselves. He's getting paid a lot of money to stay in school. Okay. So this is not like some charity case. Do I think that if for some reason the Rams had the second pick in the draft and he had gotten word that the Rams would be the potential landing spot for him, that he would come out? I mean, I think it might change the conversation. Again, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make the Jets like, don't get upset as fans when the media piles on right now. Until we do something as an organization to change it, that's just the reality of the Jets today. So what do you do now? Well, you still call the Raiders and you say, screw it. I'm going to ask them if they want to make a trade or not. Maybe they really like Ty Simpson at 16 and they want extra picks to build their roster. Give it a shot. That's because I do believe the guy like Mendoza, with his attitude, mindset, and everything else with his intangibles, could be the guy that changes things for the Jets. He's not going to be a Jet, but I would make the phone call. I'm still going out trying to get Kirk Cousins, Mariota to back up, and then I'm drafting one of Aller, Klubnik, Nussmeier, Mateer as a take a swing at somebody in the third or fourth or fifth round. But I am drafting best player available if I can't get Mendoza, right? I've done mock draft after mock draft. The Jets could really load up on talent in this draft. And yes, you won't have your future quarterback. But if you get Kirk Cousins and Mariota to back them up, you'll be substantially better than you were this past year. You still have 3 number ones going at 2027. You'll have all the capital you need to move up to get the quarterback you want in 27. So if the plan right now is to be a progressively better football team, go draft really good football players. Go get the veteran free agent quarterback that can make you normal. Win some games, show progress, get off the hot seat, Aaron Glenn, because you've done a good job versus worrying about whether you're going to get fired in 27 because, you know, you win 3, 4, 5 games. And let me tell you something, guys. Dante Moore was probably a draft pick that would have not had any impact on 2026 anyway. So this has zero impact on whether Glenn does a good job in 2026. That's a false narrative. Oh, this makes Glenn's future much more uncertain. No, drafting Dante Moore would have done nothing for his year. Go be a good head coach, get really good football players, develop them, and put somebody in place that can run the offense in 26. I want Kirk Cousins or Mariota. You want to make a trade for Mac Jones? I don't care. Don't get, just do me a favor. Do not get Kyler Murray because that will scream of desperation. And I will hate that decision personally for all the reasons I've talked about before. But for me today, sitting here, I'm good with Dante Moore going back to school. I wish him the best. I hope he develops and becomes a really good football player. Who knows? Maybe in 2027, we're talking about Dante Moore for the Jets again. I don't know. But I do know this. The Jets have 3 picks inside the top 50 this year. 4 picks. Sorry. That is a lot of draft capital to improve your roster. improve your roster. You can get a league average quarterback for 2026. Give Garrett Wilson someone who can throw him the ball, please. Run a normal offense for a change. And then go get your quarterback in 27. And I will say this last thing, and this isn't fair to Dante Moore, so I'm just going to acknowledge that. This whole going on ESPN and announcing your decision is absurd. It's absurd. You are a 20-year-old college quarterback who's played 20 starts in your career. You are not generational. Could you imagine if Arch Manning did that? Like, they would destroy him for this. I think you just need to announce what you're doing. Ty Simpson, put it out on there. I'm going to the draft. Okay. Like, I hate the need for attention to go on ESPN is just, and now maybe that's not his fault. Maybe his agent wanted him to do it, whatever. But the whole thing, like, if he was coming out and did that, I would have been like, oh man, I don't know. I'm just not sure how I feel about this. I hated when LeBron did his decision, but at least LeBron was LeBron. Right? I mean, like, you're Dante Moore. You're like, you wouldn't have been QB1 in the draft last year or the year before that. So, like, let's stop. It's just bad advice from his agent, I think. I'm not going to hold it against the kid, but it's just ridiculous. At the end of the day, he didn't know anything. He didn't know the fans anything. We say that. You can't be a hypocrite. You can't say you don't owe the fans anything and then go and do something where all the fans are going to watch. It's just kind of silly. So I wish him well. I hope he has a really good year next year. If you're a Jet fan and you loved him, I'm sorry. If you're a Jet fan like me who wanted to get out of the second pick, that sucks. But the Jets have a lot of opportunity to improve that roster. Take it. Improve the roster. Find a serviceable QB for 26. Don't take a crazy swing on somebody that could tank your season like Fields. And go get your QB in 27. That's my dumbass advice to Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn. And it means absolutely nothing. But that's how I feel as a fan. So anyway, guys, as we get more information during the offseason, we'll do more stuff. Occasional breaking news type things like this, or just our normal pods. Still no real news on the Jets coaching search. I did see Jim Leonard interviewing for the Dallas DC, which pisses me off. I did see Jim Schwartz interviewing for the head coaching job in Baltimore. And right now we have Durante Jones and Wink Martindale, the two names tied to the DC role for the New York Jets. So we'll see. Anyway, have an awesome day. Happy Dante Moore Day. For those of you who are happy he's not coming out, enjoy. For those of you who are sad, I'm sorry. Regardless, what we will know will happen is social media and media at large will make the Jets their punching bag over this story for at least the next 24 to 48 hours. And you know what? You can get mad, but instead of getting mad, just hope your damn regime that's running this organization does things that improves this roster and improves the future of this franchise, so we're not a laughing stock and people will stop making us the butt of every joke, much like the Knicks did in the NBA. Have a great one. Thanks, everybody.